What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, August 18th, 2017.
Friday.
Rap air horns everywhere.
Yep.
I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside my Irish cream.
How you doing?
I'm good. No coffee, no water?
No, I had a big gulp, man. It's Friday.
Oh, Jesus.
Gotta have that Friday soda.
You're always drinking them sodas.
I am, yeah. It's Diet Coke. It's from my svelte figure.
Oh, yeah. You're like, oh, it's Diet Coke. Don't worry about it. All this stuff.
Yeah, I like to get the big straw as well.
Sure.
So it reminds me that I could have got a bigger gulp. I don't go for the crazy 20-ounce nonsense.
You're like, I'm doing something here. Exactly.
12.
Moderation for this big gulp before noon.
Exactly. A little bit of whiskey. Just a little bit.
Oh, that's how you like to roll on Friday, huh?
Right.
Okay, well, that's the
Keep
Irish
the party going.
Exactly.
It's Thursday night. I mean, that's whiskey town all night.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep
Did
going.
you really put whiskey in on Friday morning? I was like, damn, that's a hardcore.
I drove here.
Well, I know, but maybe, it makes you better. You're Irish. I don't know.
That's true. It unlocks my true driving
Drinking and
potential.
driving.
Don't do it.
See, that's the joke because people always say that about it. It's not true. So it makes you worse.
Shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do it.
Only dancing doesn't make you better.
I can't imagine doing it on the freeways here.
God, white knuckling.
Yeah.
Doing.
I wake up every morning coming here. It's like fucking.
Oh sure. Yeah.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm like one of the few people in the world who likes a commute.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because you get to listen to
Because I work from home.
Oh, that's true. I guess.
So like I get to come over here and I
get
get to listen to like music and stuff like that. So
You been playing anything this week?
I played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds this morning.
Hell yeah, you did.
I came third.
Yeah.
So close. I had the advantage as well.
Do you know? Yeah, I was gonna say, where did it go wrong? Can you trace it back to see what you fucked up?
Yeah, I was crawling into the circle, and I had height advantage, but this dude, he just got my number, and he hit me from behind a rock, like a good 50 yards away, and I should have ran to a tree.
Yeah.
I thought if I went back a bit, he'd lose it because I was over the crest of a hill.
No.
All I did was just leave my head there. So
That's vulnerable. That's a vulnerable spot.
I got 3 kills on the way there, so I felt alright about it.
Okay, cool. As long
I
as
love
you're
that game so much.
Yeah.
So Andy editing the latest.
The part 2 of party mode.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, he's put some.
He's really talented.
Yeah,
he's way too talented for this
He
place.
adds in extra detail in a way that like I really appreciate.
Yeah,
like most producers would just be like, "Ah, it's done."
Yeah.
But like his like ridiculous credits and intro and
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah, he sits and he makes it great. Everybody watch party mode over on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. But you should know that this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we jump into the nerdy video game news you need to know about. We get dirty with it, hands-on, give you some facts, some opinions, talk to you. Because you submit your stuff because you're a big part of the show and go through new segments that you make up and all this different stuff. Remember, you can watch live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames as we record it, and you can keep us honest because we don't look at the chat. You can go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong. Tell us what we screw up as we screw it up. Then at the end of the show, we set the record straight. Or you can watch later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames or podcast services around the globe. The final time I'll ever tell you about this piece of housekeeping news. Oh, there is still a sale going on at kindafunny.com/store. Go there, select items up to 40% off. The Kevin Coelho Bachelor Party shirt is up. It's limited. It's going fast. So get over there, get some of that stuff. Sale ends Sunday. For now, let's begin the show with what is, new segment. How'd they fuck up trophies today? I'm begging you, ladies and gentlemen.
Is this a new segment?
I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that so many of you when we started the show were like, Greg, I'm excited for Kinda Funny Games Daily, but I need a PlayStation show every day. And I said, it's still always going to be Greg Miller, Mr. PlayStation, Danny O'Dwyer. That's who I am. That's what it's all about. I said, I'm just going to branch out. And I want you to know, if you're not one of the people who didn't want all the PlayStation news, I'm sorry about this week. I've been trying, ladies and gentlemen. God damn it, do I try not to talk about trophies every day. But somehow, as if they knew the solar eclipse was coming, all the stars have aligned to skull fuck trophies into the ground. Here's the latest load of bullshit if you haven't fucking been paying attention to the internet today when it comes to goddamn trophies. Life is Strange Before the Storm is coming out. Hooray! We're all excited. More Life is Strange. Great. What is happening with Chloe? Yes, I want to know about Rachel Amber. Yes, I want this story. Then they come out and they're like, all right, cool. It's gonna be 3 episodes. We're like, that's fine. No rewind powers. Great. We're still in. Then they're like, we're gonna put out a deluxe edition, Danny.
Okay.
It's gonna have a special episode in it. It's gonna be, I'm sorry, not even special episode, not even special episode. It's going to have a quote unquote bonus episode called Farewell. Okay, bonus. Cool, great. Okay, what's the price difference? $16 for the standard 3 episode edition, $25 for the deluxe edition that comes with The bonus episode, Farewell, also outfits, a mixtape, and a theme. Fantastic. Do your thing, Square Enix. Make some money. Deck 9 games. You gotta do what you gotta do. I understand.
I'm waiting for it.
Trophies go up.
Okay.
Exophase has got them.
Right.
PSN Profiles has got them. Great. You click on it, platinum. Fucking thank Christ.
What's the problem?
You didn't fuck this up. You didn't pull a Sonic the Hedgehog. You didn't let somebody at PlayStation talk you out of it. Maybe it's all working. Maybe the system isn't as broken.
You've gotten through to them. Finally.
Maybe Greg Miller won one. Maybe we got out there and won one for the Gipper. Final trophy on the list. A gold trophy for completing Farewell. You can't get the platinum without buying the deluxe edition.
Right.
What the fuck is going on? Like, I don't understand what is happening with trophies. And like, it's one of those things. I know that I got a PlayStation fan base. We'll get to you Xbox fans. Thank you so much. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Who wrote in after yesterday's episode. But and Andrew's like, well, trophies just don't matter to that many people. I'm like, I get that. I know we're a small group that it cares about. My Twitter feed on fire about this.
Right.
The Games Daily questions on fire about this. No one backing this up that this is a good decision.
Has this ever happened before?
To my knowledge, no. I've never heard of two editions splitting a platinum.
Right.
I have, of course. Hey, the way this should have worked is now because what they've said publicly, and this is let me. It's so frustrating, so anger. It just because they just don't respect the fucking PlayStation landscape or trophies, and just God damn it, they don't understand what platinums are all about. But here's the problem: is like. Maybe we've all jumped to conclusions. I've been on the air doing the morning show before this for an hour and a half. Maybe I've missed something. Maybe Square's gotten out in front of this and been like, heads up, Farewell's coming as a bonus DLC. You're going to get it for free. We just want, go ahead and look it up. I guarantee this didn't happen. You're going to get it down the road. Everything's going to be fine. Calm down. But they haven't said that as the time we all heard about this, which seems like a slap in the face to you.
Right.
So it's just, what the fuck are you?
This is the equivalent of them hiding the platinum behind DLC.
It's a paywall to get a platinum trophy. And
Yeah.
so the problem, of course, is that what this should have been done, and again, if somebody was at PlayStation who, and I understand, this is where we get into the weeds of where I'm always like, well, why don't, when they say, hey, here's Sonic's trophies. All right, cool. Oh, you didn't put a platinum in here.
Yeah.
Put a platinum in here. This isn't as intense as that. You would need to know there's two versions of the game. You would need to, I understand how PlayStation would get this trophy list and go, all right, fine.
Yeah.
It's another thing of not understanding the system. What they need to do either two separate trophy lists. Here's your Life is Strange Before the Storm Standard Edition trophy list without that trophy. Here's your Life is Strange Deluxe Edition with that trophy. Or here's your Life is Strange Before the Storm Platinum list, no trophy, and then a DLC section like they do where you have the thing. Whereas like, I have the Platinum in DC Universe Online, but now I have like 28% of the trophies because they added so much stuff after the fact.
Right.
But the DLC doesn't matter for actually getting the Platinum. It's preposterous. It's mind-boggling. It's another trophy that slipped through the fucking woodwork here and is fucking people over.
Yeah.
Why are you not angry, Danny? Stand up for the consumer, the trophy whore. The fact that this week is fucked for trophies.
It seems like for as like you represent the people who give a shit about this stuff, I represent the people who are totally apathetic about it. But here's the thing: is that like it's no skin off my teeth if for them to like there's no one benefiting from this. Like there's literally no reason for them to do it. It's not like there's like a subset of your beautiful people who are like platinum purists who are like, no, you only get the platinum if you play every inch of the game, right?
Yeah.
That's not, like I don't think that's the way people think about this.
Some people do, some people don't. But I mean, it's
so. But yeah,
it's just such a mind-boggling business decision. In terms of like, we have two versions of the game, a $10 price difference.
Do you think that maybe the game was? Imagine a world in which there was one version of the game. Maybe there was one version of the game.
Yeah.
And then at a certain stage, they were like, oh, well, maybe most people want to play that. We need to hit this price point that's like closer to $16. We'll make the full version 25, but like, that's for extra people. The core version of the game is going to be this one now. And somehow they like split the price point, changed the game, and then the platinum stuff, nobody put two and two together and fixed it.
You would assume to some extent that's the correct thing. That when they sat down to do this, they were like, well, we need to build this. We want to do this. This is the Chloe story we're telling, right? Because this is, Farewell, as soon as they announced it, it's like your final time to play as Max, right? And with the Farewell, I was like, oh, clearly it's when Max leaves town, leaves Arcadia Bay, right? And so now they've shown like the trophy art is up for it, and it's very much a young Max, young Chloe. So you assume they had this story to tell about Chloe, and then well, how can we make the deluxe edition special? Oh, what if we made an episode or chapter or whatever and put it right there? Because I can't imagine it's gonna be long. It's 1 gold, unlike the rest of the.
That's even more galling.
And that's the thing where the rest of the episodes are like a bunch of different things, and then complete the episode.
Right.
And this one is just complete farewell.
What else are you getting in that pack though? Because it's a pretty big size.
$10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big jump.
So what you get is you get the bonus episode farewell, which again, I imagine is going to be 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. Right. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be one scene of you saying goodbye as Max to Chloe. And I'm guessing on that. It's going to be outfits. You get like, it's a little bit confusing. I think there's different outfits for Chloe and stuff. Then there's this mixtape feature where you can take the music of the game and apply it in cutscenes however you want or something to that effect.
Okay,
I read real quickly on the PlayStation Network. Right. And then for PSN users, you get a PlayStation theme. But I think that might even be a bonus to just pre-ordering on PSN, not so much this thing.
Yeah, that seems like a...
What I felt good
You
about,
also get a platinum.
I mean, I'm in that. My thing about it is just like, all right, cool. Then like, what I found the silver lining to this is that the Sonic Mania thing today or this week. Sorry, because I can't stop talking about trophies this week. Hopefully next week will be different.
It's why it's funny you saying that you never talk about trophies because I feel like every time I'm on.
Well, there's always a trophy question because that's what my audience cares about. But it's just the fact of like. I found it heartening today that even people who don't give a shit about trophies, I saw like Gary Whitta responded when I put out the thing. He's just like, "That's shitty business. That's shitty."
Yeah, this seems super shitty.
And this is like, so I'm like, all right, good. It's not just me because like I'm like, where's Sonic Mania's platinum? And everybody's like, who the fuck cares? And I'm like, well, to certain people care, and I wasn't this mad about it. Sonic Mania's platinum was this. It was the argument that. It sucks that this fan project that's now a real awesome game that everybody loves, nobody on that team is invested enough in PlayStation to understand that would have mattered.
Right.
And it sucks that nobody at PlayStation is invested enough at looking at lists or looking at the games they're getting for it to be like, oh no, you guys need a platinum. Like this is going to be a big game. That's like, oh, that sucks. That's just a shitty, oh, nobody watched it. Yeah. This is a shitty one in a similar way of just like, no one on the Square Enix / developer side understands how platinums are supposed to work. That they've done this, that they've now put this in there and made it a thing. And I don't think it'll ever be a complaint big enough that it's going to actually have any ramifications. I don't think. I mean, I don't mean to be this guy. I think I'm probably going to be the person in the industry that's the loudest about this, that this is super shitty and stupid.
Right.
And I don't have enough pull to get Square to be like, oh, here's a statement and here's how we're going to fix it. And like, because they don't, because it does fundamentally now break it, right? Of like, you can't say, okay, we've heard you and the farewell episode will be free eventually, because then why would you buy a deluxe edition?
Right.
And you can't say, okay, well, we're going to put it up as DLC on its own, because then if you're doing that, why not just make them already buy the deluxe edition?
Right.
It's going to be a very small group. I've been interested in the amount of responses, and they could just be bullshit people mad at the thing of like, well, now I'm not buying this. Like, it is like, because it's not even that. I kind of liked the game. I've been interested in this, but there was somebody who wrote in. I didn't put any questions in because everybody's just asking, how do you feel? I feel pretty shitty about it. I think it's a fucking bullshit business decision. And that's my question too, is the fact, is it a bullshit business decision, or is it once again like people just not understanding the ecosystem they're stepping into, and the fact that, oh, we need all these things, we'll put them there. Nobody's going to think that, well, certain people aren't going to have access to this.
Yeah.
And it's
like, is it just like
make one version of the fucking game?
It seems insane to me that, like, I always thought that the PlayStation Trophy stuff was just messy in a way that Xbox's ecosystem wasn't.
Yeah.
But it's really strange. Like, when you talk to developers about when they're trying to get games through cert, like, there are pages and pages and pages of like stuff that they have to do.
Yeah.
The most banal thing, like having a loading screen that has text that's talking, and like having like, you know, certain text sizes and all this shit, right? And they have to go through loads of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems totally crazy to me that they don't have, like, surely there should just be a simple rule about games that come out on PlayStation that you need to have a platinum. Yeah. Or that if you're a game of a certain ilk, like maybe the, you know, attacking Zengattas of this world, those like tiny shitty PSP games or PSN games don't get them. But like games like this, that you need 1,000 gamer points, you need to have a platinum. Like, it seems like such an obvious thing.
I mean, on that line of questioning, I think we've just gotten to the point of like, we got to get over this and everything gets a platinum.
Right.
Like, that's it. Simplify it, because we're fucking people like Sonic Mania over on it, and then you're letting people like 5-star top rated come through that don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That are just a grab to get the platinum, that aren't real games.
Yeah.
You know? It's
and
like,
it used to be a thing like, oh, that Uncharted DLC's got a platinum, or like, maybe that shouldn't have it. But yeah, we're now living in an ecosystem where, what's that famous one? The one you guys had a couple of months back?
that didn't have a platinum?
No,
Ground Zeroes?
the really ridiculous. Like,
the one, the 5-star trophies, the Taco Master, which I mean, I think there's an argument to Taco Master. Oh, but my name is Mayo.
Yeah,
where all you
Mayo.
do is spam and tap the thing. Yeah, exactly. And Mr. Masagi and all these. But again, like even Mr. Masagi, I can make a case for why it should have a platinum. Like if I played that normally and just played it, there's a funny game in there. There's funny text. There's funny things going on. If you want to sit there with the walkthrough like Greg Miller does, you can get a platinum in 15 minutes or whatever the hell it was. That's different.
And there are big games to do that as well. Avatar on the Xbox 360. You get it
I think I keep
minutes.
saying this, but I haven't looked into it. I think someone reported to me on Twitter that like you can get Undertale's platinum in like 3 hours.
Oh, right.
Like granted, I want to just play Undertale, but I am going to platinum Undertale, I assume, at some point when I'm done doing whatever. But it's just like
this one leaves a bad taste though in a way that other stuff you can sort of forgive for being a little bit like short-sighted, like Sonic. But this is like, oh no, you got one in there, but you like actually are punishing the people.
And what's fascinating about this one is I hope, and I'll write into Square PR and try to get some kind of statement on it and stuff. Obviously, I cobbled this together this morning before coming on to the show, so it's not like I had time.
Doesn't seem like
we're just reactive anyway, right? Is the fact that in my heart, because like originally, this is a shitty business decision. People are talking about this on my Twitter. I can't believe they're fucking doing this.
Yeah.
In my heart, if I'm being honest, I think this is just a fuck up.
Yeah.
I think this is just like, oh, we need a trophy list. Oh, clear. We'll do it for every episode and do it for that one.
Yeah.
Send it in.
No one's thinking to put a trophy behind a $9 paywall.
Exactly. It's not like I think it was just a fuck up, and now it's like, well, how do you fix this fuck up? Or does it need to be fixed? I know I'm making too big a deal out of it, but
when trophy lists are when they appear on all these websites, are they locked?
Yeah, they've been edited before, and I think, I mean, if I'm them, what I would do is go in there and put that one. This is the deluxe edition one, and then just drop the gold and put it in there.
Yeah.
But then, because like, here's the other thing too, right? So right now, these games share a trophy list. I'm not sure how easy that is to split, if there's a way to do that.
Right.
The other thing is like, I love PlayStation, obviously. I love video games. PlayStation, the PSN is so fucking broken and stupid. There's no way on God's green earth that they're going to have an upgrade program. So that if I bought it for $16 or whatever, right? I'm at home. I am not paying attention to any of this shit. I buy it, play it.
Oh God, could you imagine how pissed off you'd be?
And that's the thing is like, that is going to happen. There's going to be people who are like, what the how do I get this? They Google Farewell. I did buy the deluxe edition. Fuck. All right, now I'm gonna go look to upgrade to the deluxe edition. The system is not gonna understand that. They're not gonna be like, oh, we'll mark you down to this. That's not how the PlayStation Network works. Maybe it could be triggered and remajiggered to make it work that way now, but I don't know. I mean, and again, I'm talking in the heat of the moment. Hopefully, people see this, understand there's a problem, and try to fix it.
Yeah.
But more than likely, let's be like, well, we fucked you on that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
But fuck. Come on, man. I felt like, and I was like, oh, I don't mean to keep talking about trophies on this level, but someone must step up to the pulpit here, Joey Noel, and preach the word of Shuhei.
The never-ending struggle of the trophy.
Exactly, the trophy whore
Enthusiast.
For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. You did great, Joey. You did great. There are 3 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Nice.
Wait, if Kevin said it like that, you'd be all up in his shit.
No, but she's got a lot of responsibility. She's doing a lot of things right here. Yesterday, Andy just did his little cry.
He cried?
No, he does that thing he does where he goes, ah! Is that pretty good? I felt like that was decent. Decent Andy impression.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
You're putting it across what?
Joey does every job here.
I know.
She's going to be there soon.
I know. Well, she's been here. She's hosting the show. Number 1 on the Roper Report, July 2017 NPD numbers are out. Could Crash Bandicoot hold on to its dominance? Kind of. Number 1, the games, the top 10 games for July 2017 are as follows.
You going 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
I'm going. I start at the top.
You always do.
Yeah, well, that's the most important. Y'all, guess what? When you start getting down there, you're like NBA and Tom Clancy, like it's all down there.
Yeah.
Number 1, Splatoon 2.
Wow.
Number 2, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Number 3, Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 4, Final Fantasy 12, The Zodiac Age. Number 5, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Still in there.
Number 6, Injustice 2. Number 7, Mario Kart 8. Number 8, Overwatch. Number 9.
Overwatch is our Overwatch.
Okay. There's a space there. People blow by us. Number 9, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Yikes. And number 10, NBA 2K17. Great opening for Splatoon 2.
Yeah, right.
IGN puts in their article. Nintendo announced earlier today Splatoon has already sold over 1 million copies.
That's crazy.
Joining Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, and 1-2 Switch as a million-selling piece of Switch software. That is so fucking crazy. Like, Splatoon 2, we've said before, great game. I think it got put on the Wii U and people ignored it. Great. I'm glad to see it's finding a life here and finding people who want to play it. The Splatfest this week is a best superpower. They do so many interesting, cool things there, right? But the fact that ARMS made it on there.
Right.
Hey, here's this fighting game that you've never heard of, brand new IP, and it got over the million. I mean, people, what's happening with Switch right now is so fascinating because it's what Drinkbox always talked about with Vita. Where it was like, people are like, oh, you're crazy to make Vita games. And they're like, the audience buys games. Like, the audience wants to play things on this machine, just nobody's giving them stuff. And Nintendo's finding that hand over fist, apparently, with, hey, all right, cool. Yep, let's keep putting our stuff out here. And it's the complete inverse of Wii U, where it was like, oh man, we have no support and only the hardest of hardcore Nintendo fan is buying stuff for us here.
And actually, like, from like my memory of working in retail back then and some of the NPD stuff, the Wii had that problem too. The Wii software base was really poor. There were people who bought Wii Sports and then bought maybe a party game. You know, that sort of mainstream person who wasn't into games. But they didn't buy 4 or 5 games. But you look at the percentages of people who own Switches, who own these games. Like, I can't think of any equivalency in any other like console. Like, it's insane.
What it is Nintendo not saying it, but clearly demonstrating that they're on the same page of what PlayStation was with PlayStation 4. This is a machine for gamers. We're putting out games for gamers on this. And that was what led them into the woods with Wii, where it was, holy shit, we sold all these Wiis to all these people who love Wii Sports. And then it was every third party is like, let's make a shovelware casual game. Nintendo was like, let's put motion. That's what people want. And then they got there and they found out that my mom, who I got a Wii for, bought a flying game and then the next party game with the Wiimote and then nothing else. And she played those 3 games whenever they had a little dinner party and people were over there once every few months. They turned that thing on and had fun. But meanwhile, the shelves were overflowing with these garbage bowling, archery, whatever the fuck games where people were, they thought that's where the money would be, when in reality, the money's always going to be on, oh, I want to play Zelda. Oh, I want Splatoon 2 is cool. I'd like to play that. Like, people want the kids who buy these systems like us want awesome games. And
there's something to be said for like having that, you know, that library, that tight library, where they're able to, like, you know, in this. It's one of the problems I have with PSN, for instance, is that there's no. What's the word for
curation?
Like, curation.
You go on there and it's just a sea of millions of games, and every week 15 more go up, and you're like, I don't know what the hell.
What am I supposed to pick? Whereas at least whenever anything comes out on a Switch, like on that store, it's like 3 items come up, and granted, like 2 of them are Neo Geo remakes. But
Neo Geo all over it, man.
But it's like everything. I consider everything that's there in a way that I don't on, like, especially not on Steam, which is just like makes PSN look like it's fucking got its shit together.
Exactly right.
So yeah, it's amazing.
Whenever when we just did this Vegas trip, it was okay. Boot up the Switch, go to the store. I read these games all the time, but what have I missed? What looks good? Oh, and I'm actually looking and researching. And Vita's similar, but it's always like all these weird JRPG things I've never heard about. I'm like, what is this? And you try to do like
PlayStation Minis all thrown in there, like all that sort of stuff.
I miss the minis.
Yeah,
those were the days. Remember that?
It's amazing, but it's amazing to boot up your Switch now and be like, you know, Splatoon, Mario Kart, Zelda, Thumper, like ARMS, like all of these, like they're all great.
Yeah, Minecraft. You know what I mean? And that was the thing with Jen's family in town. I pointed like they're there, or that you watched the show we just did before this where they were there. You know, I was like, oh yeah, and you know, like Rachel's in town. I was like, oh, okay, she likes games. So what do I have on the Switch? And I went through and I went to. I'm like, damn. This fucking thing's loaded with awesome shit right now, like amazing games to play. IGN continues on its NPD reporting and says, in its report, NPD noted, quote, role-playing games are experiencing a market resurgence, crediting Kingdom Hearts, Mass Effect Andromeda, and other recently released RPGs. Quote, year-to-date dollar sales of RPGs have grown more than 50% over the same period last year. Interesting Mass Effect, but I mean, it's sold, I guess. That's true. It did get units out there.
Like, I wonder if that's just like RPGs have like one of the longest development cycles. Yeah. So I wonder if that's just
hitting right
not
now.
Many came out last year, because the year before we had loads again. I mean, we had The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So like, I feel like maybe that's like a seasonal thing.
Well, that was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think it was.
That was the same thing as Metal Gear Solid year.
Right. Yeah.
Blood and Wine, though, I guess. Whatever.
God, what a good year.
Yeah. Jeez. This year, I think, is better. IMO.
Maybe. Yeah. In terms of breadth.
GameSpot turns a corner and has some more information for you on the NPD. The NPD Group today put out its report for July 2017, showing that the Nintendo Switch was the best-selling console of the month in the U.S. Its success was fueled in part by new units coming into retail channels and the launch of Splatoon 2, which was July's best-selling game. On a year-to-date basis, however, Sony's PlayStation 4 remains the best-selling console. For July 2017, hardware sales in the U.S. came to $182 million, rising 29% when compared to July 2016. The NPD analyst they've been talking to said Switch and PS4 sales, quote, accounted for most of the increase. Not a word was said about Xbox One hardware in the NPD's report. On a year-to-date basis, hardware sales in the U.S. came to $1.6 billion, up 20%. Again, the analyst said the Switch was the primary driver of growth.
Xbox stuff totally makes sense. They're sitting on the the edge of a massive hardware launch.
Right.
I guess they probably like the S to be selling maybe, but it's
sure.
The X is coming out in the next couple of months. So
what was your takeaway from Crackdown getting delayed? Yes, this week.
Oh, I didn't even know Crackdown
got delayed. There was a big conversation on the show yesterday.
Right.
About like what the fuck is going on there? What is going on with Xbox?
I mean, it seemed like when they were showing that game again last year that what had happened was it was the poster child for the Matrix version of the Xbox
cloud-based. We're going to pull all this shit down. Yeah.
So when that rug got pulled out from under their feet, I'm sure they had to totally pivot again. It's weird thinking Crackdown got delayed because when you said that, it immediately went, no, it didn't. Agents of Mayhem came out yesterday, which is like such a similar kind of experience.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Xbox has been hurting for good first-party stuff since it was launched. Like, there's nothing new about it. The fact that Crackdown is still part of the narrative is like really bad. I'm sure that they are trying to get away from that whole era, and that's not helping them at all. Have they said how long it's going to be delayed?
Yeah, 2018 now.
Jesus.
Yeah. And that was the thing where it spawned a conversation yesterday between Tim and I where we basically were like, this is crazy. I kept bringing up Ryan McCaffrey's IGN. He did a IGN op-ed yesterday about like what he would do if he could walk in Xbox and he could do whatever.
Right.
How he would turn this around or whatever. And Tim and I had this conversation that was basically like, I'm a PlayStation guy, Tim's a Nintendo guy, and then if you want to go to our number 2 consoles, right, Tim's a PlayStation guy and I'm a Nintendo guy right now. Yeah. And so it was that thing of like, we know we don't have the biggest leg to stand on here. We're not trying to shit on everybody. I was like, I'd love to know what you guys think, Xbox fans who listen to this show, if Xbox is your number one, is your thing. So many of you wrote in. I'm going to insert them here. I called it I believe in Xbox, even though one guy doesn't. But before I do it, what I want to say is thank you so fucking much. I've said it before. You guys go to kindoffunny.com/KFGD. You put in these great thought-provoking questions. Yesterday was 100% not on purpose, stick with me, us poking the bear, right? Of like,
right.
This seems like they're way off course. I don't understand why you'd be excited for an Xbox One X, seeing all this stuff happening. Why? But then being like, well, but we're not in that community. The same way like people don't get trophies and I'm all fucking mad about it, right? Like I'm not in your community. Write in and tell us. So many of you wrote in. All of the responses were respectful. Nobody was like, you guys are fucking sucking PlayStation's dick all the time. No wonder you don't understand this. So I want to read a few of them if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Before we get into some other Xbox news. Sean Cassidy wrote in and said, hello, Greg, and the purists cream the biz.
Oh, I like it.
I apologize for the long response, but I'm here to somewhat justify the path Xbox is taking and why I'm confident in the console's future. It all starts with one man, Phil Spencer. During many interviews at E3, this past E3, Phil spoke of his goals after taking over in 2014. He wanted to improve upon the Xbox ecosystem and has done so with many pro-consumer moves, a much improved UI, and the decision to move away from the TV/Kinect message. He wanted to improve upon the Xbox One console and has definitely done so with the Xbox One S and presumably the Xbox One X. Now, he has said the focus is on games and that AAA exclusives are coming. To me, it is apparent that the reason there are a lack of exclusives as of late into the a lack of console exclusives so late into the Xbox One's life is that Phil is bringing his vision of Xbox to fruition. It could somewhat explain, but not necessarily justify, why so many studios have been closed and games canceled. They're either not in line with Phil's future or not hitting the quality test. I'm certainly not happy with the lack of Xbox exclusives, but I trust in Phil to bring us to the promised land. Thank you for all that you guys do and keep fucking that chicken. I thought that was an interesting take in the fact that, Ryan McCaffrey's article, I read the first 2 paragraphs on it, and he was talking about how, sometimes on the internet, you tweet something or put up a post and it runs away and becomes the narrative whether it's true or not.
Right.
And he's like, Xbox has struggled with the first party are fact. And he went through like Lionhead closing, this getting canceled. And he laid out this thing. And it looks bad, but then to think about, I guess if I did come in and what you're talking about, Matrix has all these different decisions he's made. All these all right, cool, but I'm coming in, I'm turning the ship this way. And then you go to see these games and they're not hitting where they're supposed to be. You have no choice but to cancel them, get them out of the way, clear the mechanism, and come in with what you want.
Right.
And for me, what I've been saying is, or at least yesterday, my point was the fact that if I'm on that side and I'm closing all these projects, what I'm doing is loading a clip here that I'm going to hold until Xbox 2.
Yeah.
I want to come out of the gate there and be like, hey, here's everything, because we've lost that generation. We've lost this generation.
Right.
But there's another one coming up here that I think is interesting. Another long one. So Danny, you take a walk, stretch your legs, you're fine. This is Tommy.
I'm an Xbox fan, man. I'm super interested in this stuff. I was big. The 360 was my console last time around.
Is Xbox One your console now?
No, I have one. I've had one since the launch. I had one since Titanfall, basically. But no, it's because of what's going on. It's my least used machine.
Me too.
Of the five.
And that's my thing. Is like, on the internet, and I play it up that I hate PC gaming. But on the internet, like if you want to hate me or throw stones at me, it's because I'm a PlayStation fanboy and all those different things. When in reality, it was just I'm the beat reporter for PlayStation. It's what I know, right? I've covered it for a decade. But I want Xbox to be successful. I think Phil Spencer's awesome. He's always been a nice guy whenever I met him. I'd love to have him on the Gamescast. Always wiggling out of that, aren't you, Phil? But like I'm never here like, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's like, oh, Crackdown? What the fuck's going on? All right, hold on, sorry. Tommy though writes in and says, hey, Kinda Funny Games Daily Show hosts.
What up?
I'm one of those people who is the opposite of y'all. I use the Xbox on a daily basis and switch over to the PS4 when the exclusives draw me over. On the Xbox, I would say I am their ideal user. I use the Kinect on a daily basis. I used to have the TV adapter to watch over-the-air television with it. I have nearly 300 digital games with them. I subscribe to subscription services like EA Access, and I use backwards compatibility on a weekly basis. Right now, I don't know what is up with Microsoft. The year has been filled with both disappointing titles and announcements. As far as exclusives go, Halo Wars 2 was fun, but I don't find myself going back to it nearly as much as I went back to the original. And Tacoma, while interesting, was not the grand slam Gone Home was. Looking towards the future, I am excited for Forza Motorsport 7. I bought the Xbox One on launch day just so I could play Forza 5. And in all honesty, that is all I need from Microsoft this fall. I plan on playing Destiny 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and jumping back into Call of Duty beyond just a single player for the first time. In 5 years. Oh, for the first time in 5 years. With all those games, I know that I would not have to play... With all those games, I know that I would not have time to play a game like Crackdown. I think Microsoft is realizing what PlayStation found out at the beginning of the console cycle. The fall can belong to the third parties, and gamers are okay with that. Let the titles that are going to be vying for the multiplayer mindshare duke it out in the holiday season. Then, once the dust is settled, in the new year, release first-party games as a palate cleanser. Right now, that's what I think Microsoft is trying to do for 2018. At E3, the Xbox One X and Crackdown were brought out and didn't receive an overwhelmingly positive reaction. Yes, the Xbox One X is the most powerful console ever, but as someone who doesn't own a 1080p screen, it doesn't really benefit me that much, and I won't be picking it up. As far as Crackdown is concerned, it did not receive many glowing previews. Most outlets felt lukewarm on it. Instead of sending out both things to die, let those who can benefit from the upgrade to the X pick it up this holiday season and give them time to spout off with their friends why this console is so great. Meanwhile, let the devs give another coat of paint polish to Crackdown and release it in a time where I won't get buried among a bunch of other games. I'm falling apart here. It's a long letter, but it's a good letter. I like it a lot, Tommy. Right now, 2018 looks pretty good for Xbox as far as exclusives go. We have Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, and what is sure to be Forza Horizon 4. Past that, I don't know what is on the horizon for them. They could come out with a crazy next-generation Xbox, but if they don't gain market share, game devs won't care. Why build a game for what is new tech when you have nearly 60 million PlayStation 4s in the wild you can sell to? So, they may have to just keep trudging along this generation, waiting for Sony to decide that it's time to move generations. Thanks for your time, Tommy. Another interesting perspective of just the third-party thing is what we talk about on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But it is that thing of like, all right, but then PlayStation does deliver with exclusives. 2018, I mean, you're calling out these things. I guess that's another one where it's like, car racers don't do it for me, so even GT I don't care about.
Right.
Sea of Thieves just doesn't look like a game I'm going to play. I fucking love State of Decay. I can't wait for State of Decay 2. But I understand where he is and how he's vested in that community.
I mean, I think there are people who enjoy playing third-party games and don't necessarily care about being on the more powerful machine, and that's totally fine. I mean, he hasn't even got a 1080 screen, right? So, like, he's not he doesn't care that the PS4 operates higher resolution or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, totally. I think when Spencer came in, there were two things they needed to get done. One was to basically rid themselves of the detritus of all of the Matrix stuff, which isn't just them. It's been everyone. It's been Nintendo doing it with the Wii U. It's been Sony less so. I think their angle was always on like gamers first, because maybe in the PS3 they actually sort of wavered a bit.
Exactly. That was the thing. In the PlayStation 3 and even Vita is where they really took it on the chin and lost their way in terms of like,
so like everyone's kind of learned that, okay, maybe that whole
people want this
shtick isn't going to work.
It's cool to be. Everyone wanted to be for years. Everybody was like, we are the entertainment box in your living room, and like now everything's got Netflix. Who the fuck cares? Let's talk about games.
So like, great, hard lesson learned. Great job. The other thing, but like he's been in the role for a couple of years now, and like I think you need to like, even executives at that top level are not. They cannot move a galleon of ships in a different direction like that. It just like the reasons why all these studios have closed and games have not worked out. That's out of the like, responsibility of someone like that. The Xbox's problem 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and today has been games. First party games.
Yeah.
Gears of War 4 was actually a pretty good job. Halo has lost its way somewhere along the way. But it's not just about like the fact that Sony has had better ones, like Uncharted 4,
Horizon.
Horizon. When you look at like the games coming, like literally I have a list here of upcoming retail exclusives for the Xbox. Crackdown 3, okay, we'll see. Forza, given. That's,
sure.
Everyone's got their driving game. Sea of Thieves. Okay, we'll see. State of Decay 2. Again, State of Decay is cool. My wife completed it 2 months ago. She loved it. State of Decay 2, and then that's like Super Lucky's Tale, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
So like visually for everyone at home, there's a list of 7 games. Probably maybe you can't see it. List of PlayStation 4 games. It scrolls and scrolls and scrolls.
Sure,
for retail exclusives. Knack 2. Like,
and you get into like, I mean,
okay,
like,
Knack 2 maybe not exactly the best fucking, but like games like
first out the blocks.
Knack 2. But, Bloodborne.
Sure.
Was it like I should have looked at these.
Wait, you're talking that's coming up?
Ones that have come up and ones that have already come out as well.
Because you were including Gears and Halo in the list you just did.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
No. Sorry, this one here. Days Gone.
I mean, it's Days Gone. It's God of War.
Detroit.
It's Spider-Man. It's Detroit.
Becoming Dreams.
And these are the big ones. Well, let's see what happens with Dreams. All right, Shuhei, I saw you tweeting about it.
God of War. Like I don't know. It's that's not something that is like today's problem. That was a problem 3 years ago that hasn't been resolved. And if Xbox is like, E3 was on 2 months ago, guys. Like there's a big console coming out, and we still don't have a library that looks anyway near good enough to get people to be excited.
And that's my thing. Real quick, because this is all tied up. Second item on the Roper Report: Xbox One X pre-order info is coming Sunday. Microsoft put out, quote, "Tune in to Microsoft or Xbox at Gamescom for exciting Xbox One pre-order details." Remember, they have a conference, whatever thing, Sunday at noon Pacific. That's this Sunday. That's my thing with the Xbox One X, right? Is the fact that PlayStation 4 Pro, not to beat a dead horse, I think the messaging was garbled coming up to it. They shouldn't have done it the way they did it. Whatever. Your PlayStation, you have 60 million in the wild. People want to upgrade. Go ahead. That's a fine thing. Xbox One X is the thing of like, for me, looking at the Xbox One sitting there, right? And I'm talking about the Xbox One I bought with my own money that at launch that I have sitting on my entertainment center. Xbox One X isn't even the conversation because, of course, PS4 Pro wasn't even for me. If tomorrow Xbox One or Xbox 2 was announced and like we're coming out, like I would, as a consumer, sit and I'm talking about as a regular consumer, as Greg Miller, I'm going to buy it because I want to play it and have something to say on these damn shows. But as a regular consumer, I'd be like, I just don't turn this thing on that much. I need to see what you're bringing to the table, and that's why my whole argument for so long was, I think they're making all these gamer first choices now to keep their audience, behind them and keep them interested, keep them engaged. Backwards compatibility, awesome.
Yeah.
Games Pass is a fantastic deal. Like they're doing really fucking cool shit. And my hope would be that, or if I'm Phil Spencer, I'd be doing all these announcements because I can do those now. Then I'd be building quietly all these awesome exclusive games, all these exclusive partnerships, so that when I can get to the Xbox 2, I can say, hey guys, come out hat in hand like PlayStation did. Hey, we learned a lot of lessons last generation. We deviated from it. This generation is all about games. Let me show you the 20 games that are coming in the first 2 years of, like that are all exclusive to the Xbox. Not console exclusive, not console debut exclusive, first bullshit, whatever the fuck they're going to put before these videos.
First party games.
You can only play this shit here. There it is. And like that would be like something that would get me excited. Be like, all right, cool. There's a future here in what I'm buying this box for.
And like the first party, second party stuff has changed a lot. Like you do not have third party exclusives anywhere near as much as you used to have in the past.
Yeah.
There just isn't enough money in software sales for people to like dedicate themselves to one, and nobody wants to like buy that stuff out either. So, but the weird thing is we get into the weeds on comparing this stuff because there is an apple to apples when it comes to Sony and Microsoft in terms of like UI and all these different things. You have to remember at the end of the last cycle, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 were essentially at parity.
Yeah.
Like there was a massive rush at Xbox 360, but PlayStation 3 did really well.
Yeah.
Why did
And
it do really
surpassed
well?
it. Yeah.
Because it had a library of good fucking games.
Yeah.
If it has the library, people will buy it. The problem the Xbox One has now and continues to have is like people would buy it if it was their second console, eventually to get around to it, people who are late to the party who want all this stuff, but there is no fanfare around what's on Xbox.
Exactly.
And there hasn't been since it got released.
Yeah.
So, like, it's great that it's more powerful. It's great that they lost to Kinect stuff. It's great that I still think the UI is garbage. It's better,
bad.
but it's
but
bad.
that new one they're putting out looks interesting.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Super great. None of it matters unless they bought good games.
And that's the thing is like I thank you guys so much again, and you're welcome to write in this, but I don't think Monday it'll really matter as much. It's just the fact of if you were to ask me, what would I buy a PlayStation 4 for? I'd have all these exclusive things to rattle off.
Right.
Whereas with Xbox, it really, I mean, like don't get me wrong, I thought I fucking loved Quantum Break.
Right.
But like a lot of people didn't.
Hey, guess what? Play it on PC.
That's a great point.
That's
too.
the other thing
yeah,
they did.
Yeah, that's
Gears
the
of
other
War
thing
4.
they did. Great point.
So it's just unfortunate. There's like, I totally get it. If you're an Xbox user and you play third-party games, like most of this doesn't matter. We're sort of talking about it in terms of if you have never bought one and you're purchasing one, right?
Yeah.
The problem is there's nothing to get excited about. Like everyone, even Xbox fans want to get excited about something on that platform. They want to be like I want Sea of Thieves to be rad.
Yeah.
I want, State of Decay 2 to be brilliant. But like these aren't things that people are getting excited about. And Halo, they've lost their way in terms of getting people excited about that. People are getting excited about stuff that's not that. Like all the third-party games that have completely killed it for the past couple of years. Sure, but like they've no wins. That's their problem right now.
Yeah.
No,
and the wins they have are awesome background ones, but it doesn't get the fanfare of a new Uncharted, or it doesn't get a fanfare of Bloodborne when you're like backwards compatibility,
Horizon, like these games are like people were talking about them for like months afterwards. Continue to sell, but yeah, we haven't had one of those on Xbox.
It's gonna be fascinating to see what happens and where they go from here. Number 3. Destiny 2 will have a day one patch and preloads are starting soon. If you pre-order Destiny 2 digitally, Xbox One can pre-order it early next week, Bungie's saying. Meanwhile, PlayStation 4 can preload on August 31st. There will be a day one patch and it'll be available quote unquote closer to the release of Destiny 2.
I hate the term preload.
Preload it.
Yeah.
I got a preload for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That's all my brain does.
Makes sense though, you know what I mean?
Gotta hit that preload.
Danny.
Yes, sir.
If I didn't want to preload, I wanted to actually buy games. Where would I go to find out what came to the mom and grab shops?
The official list of upcoming software across each and every platform as listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show hosts each and every day. Was that
it? I'm not holding anybody accountable anymore. You got it. You got it. You did it. You nailed it. Crushed it.
It was all right?
Yeah, it was great. You did great.
Thanks, Dad.
You did great. Why are your hands all cut up, by the way? I meant to ask you that. You were rock climbing when you were away?
No, I have like contact dermatitis that I've been trying to get rid of for a while.
Did you just give it to me by contact?
No, you're good.
Is that what it calls?
I thought I got it off my I had a Fallout 4 control because I literally had it in the insides of my hands and my tips. So like controller stuff. My wife was like, I think that's from a controller. So I have this Fallout 4 controller that I thought maybe I got allergic to. I'm not so sure. Actually, the company who made it were amazing and reached out and were like, do you mind if we test your controller? Yeah. So I sent it to them and they sent me another version of it, which is now sitting on my nice thing. But so I'll see. But yeah,
so your hands are allergic to something.
Yeah, but I'm on like new steroids to get rid of it.
Oh, so, nice steroids. Yeah, you're getting buff.
Not rock climbing. Yeah,
next time somebody asks, rock climbing.
Yeah,
my boxing classes. Out today, Battlefield Bad Company is now Xbox One backwards compatibility. Woo. Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma is on PlayStation 4, and Thumper makes its way to Xbox One.
Wow, we just put up a no-clip session with the developer of Thumper. The developer is Brian Gibson and Mark Fury.
That is a game that I've heard nothing but amazing things about since PlayStation VR launch, and now I have it on Switch, and I haven't played any versions.
It's fun. The VR version people love a lot. Yeah. There are two ex-Harmonix guys. They worked on Rock Band, and they basically like wanted to make the Brian, the guy who wrote all the music's in a band called Lightning Bolts. They're based out of Chicago, I think.
Okay.
Super cool guys, super nice guys, and the game is like super slick.
Nice.
Yeah, really good.
New dates for you and new announcements. Strap in. We got a bunch. Manifest 99 is coming to PlayStation VR on September 12th. Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, will launch physically and digitally for PlayStation 4 in the Americas and Europe on March 20th, 2018. I don't. Somebody kicked over a Yakuza beehive, and these games just keep coming at you. You can't stop now.
I still haven't caught up with it.
We had a whole thing about Recore. What's happening? What's this announcement going to be? Apparently, Microsoft Store leaked it or something. Recore Definitive Edition. It seems real because it's on the Microsoft Store. $20. August 29th, 2017 is the release date. It includes the new Eye of Obsidian Adventure and TK-NK core bot frame.
Okay, so when Recore came out, there was this whole thing about whether or not there was supposed to be another core that they didn't put in.
Why?
I wonder
what was
if
like
that's
obvious?
I haven't played enough of the later stuff. I think I was talking, was it Austin Walker maybe, about, might have been Brad, about how there were like, so there's a kind of a Metroidvania issue thing where you can go back to areas and only certain frames get you into certain areas. And there were ones that like, you needed to like fly, or there was something that you needed to do that you couldn't get into them.
Gotcha.
And there was this whole these stories about how Recore was kind of rushed out. You know, the opposite of what's going on with Crackdown. So I wonder if that's the thing, if they've added that in now.
Okay.
To see, I guess.
Then Friday the 13th is getting a whole bunch of new DLC. There's new free emotes, a new free Jason, a new playable map, new fast-paced maps, new counselors, and then spring break outfits.
New counselors.
Most of this stuff's free. For sure, the spring break outfits, which are like bikinis and swim trunks, are going to be $3.99, but only $1.99 at launch. So you can get in there.
September, you need to get your spring break.
Hey, man,
DLC
do it.
out.
Hey, they're dumb kids. You got to kill them. Rainbow Six Siege's Blood Orchid. Orchid. Expansion comes out on Orchard. There's just a blood orchard. There's just blood oranges everywhere. The expansion comes out August 29th. It adds an amusement park map. There's an upcoming Overwatch patch that'll allow console players to report bad players there.
Right now, you're just stuck with them.
You're stuck with them. You got grief from people over that. And then William from New Jersey wrote into kindafunny.com/KFGD, just like you can, to make sure I didn't miss anything. He's at Tokyo Society, by the way, on Twitter if you want to give him a pat on the back, and says, Freedom Wars lives. Now stick with me. The team behind Freedom Wars just announced they're making a new Sword Art Online game, and shocker, it looks a ton like Freedom Wars if you watch the trailer. It's coming in early 2018 to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So I thought it'd be worth keeping an eye on. Also, do you think that what do you think that means in terms of another Freedom Wars game in the future? First part, I went and watched this one for the new Sword Art Online game. This motherfucker looks just like Freedom Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's one part where I'm like, oh, the combat, you find these big things. She slides under it and she's shooting it. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then they shoot out a thorn and go up into like a desert on top. And I'm like, that looks exactly like if Freedom Wars was on PlayStation 4 and stuff. So I'm like, huh.
It's been a while since it came out on Vita, right?
Oh, yeah.
Presumably. I mean, any Vita game, it's been a while.
Okay, fuck you, man. Don't be like that.
I like Vita. I love my
Undertale
Vita.
just came out on Tuesday, son. But yeah, no, it does look like Freedom Wars. It is worth keeping an eye on. I certainly will be myself. And you play multiplayer. I think it was four player co-op and then 4v4 you could do as well, which is interesting. And then in terms of what does it mean for Freedom Wars' future, it's dead. It sucks, but it's dead.
I like that some of these Vita games are getting a second life on PS4.
Sure. I just wish it was Freedom Wars 2. I wish they were like, here you go. Deals of the day, Danny. I couldn't find any, but luckily, Emmett Watkins Jr. wrote into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, just another PSA, this time for people who have already, quote unquote, purchased Uncharted The Lost Legacy. If you're one of the folks who got the game through Uncharted 4's Explorer Pass, parentheses, see Season Pass.
Oh, yeah.
It was previously announced that there would not be a way to get the exclusive pre-order theme by pre-ordering. I just want to say that is false.
Whoa.
While we were locked out from pre-ordering, we should now be able to do so, not at a cost to us. Just go to its page in the PS Store and hit pre-order, and you'll be able to use the theme. And while you're at it, set it to preload as well.
Sony fixed some problems.
That's all from me. Thanks, guys. Emmett Watkins Jr.
They can do it.
He's our little superhero coming in, giving us all these little tips on how to preload and pre-order stuff. All right.
Thanks, EWJ.
What up?
I mean, if they can fix that problem.
Yeah,
right. Huge. If they can fix that, then maybe they can fix some Life is Strange DLC.
We'll see if they get out there for this Life is Strange stuff.
That's nice that they did that. That's what a deal as well, by the way. That Season Pass.
Oh yeah, right.
Turned into a free game.
Yeah, exactly. If you did that right, you did the right one. Let's check in with the readers, Danny.
Sure.
Remember, you can be part of the show. Kindafunny.com/KFGD.
I think we only have one.
What, reader mails?
Oh, sorry. No, I was about to say you're wrong.
Oh, no, we're not there yet. Trust me. We'll fuck something up and they'll come for us. They'll all come for us.
It's going to be like 12 of them now after I said that.
Mark Lopez wrote in kind of fired up.
Oh, we did.
A lot of caps in there. You know what I mean?
A lot of caps.
But I don't want to yell right now. I yelled a lot in the beginning. So he's like, Greg freaking Miller, You called out no one writing in about Madden's long shot yesterday on the show. So, well, here I am cashing my opportunity. I was wondering, with the added story mode to Madden, do you think NCAA will finally allow more universities to be represented in the game? Or even better, can we get a standalone college football game? I believe long shot leaves the door open for endless possibilities. All I want to do is play as my Cal Bears once more, damn it! P.S. I love you. Keep up the good and hard work, Greg. And Greg, when do you want to get that butt whooped in Madden? I don't, but I need to get ready for Bobby. I'm coming after Bobby at IGN again.
I don't think anyone wants to fix this problem.
You don't think so?
I mean, I think a lot of people would like the problem to be fixed.
I'd like it to be fixed.
But I don't know who wants to get in the weeds on this one. Like, there's a lot of, like, legal and non-video game stuff that.
But I felt like I remember there being some court ruling that it felt like they had settled it, and there was there was like a ray of hope that things could happen again. And the fact that Longshot, which I review on the Gamescast, up now on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, up for everybody on YouTube Monday. It's awesome in long and short of it. It does use the Texas Longhorns. It does use the Oregon Ducks, and that's awesome. And that's a really nice thing. And it uses the Longhorn Stadium, and I think that's, of course, where you can get around it because you're paying a licensing fee for that.
Yeah.
And you're making up characters that are playing on those teams. Whereas what they got into hot water with the football games was, cool, we won't use your real names, but we're going to use the stats that you really would have probably if we did and make you kind of look like yourself. And it's like, well, there's all sorts of fucked up. Why is this happening? And why are, the universities getting money, making money off of this? Whereas this is, we're making money off facilities and logos and jerseys. That's different. I think the door is always open for NCAA football to come back. The thing is, I got to imagine that even if it was like, all right, cool, we can do it again, EA would look at it and be like, it never sold that well.
Right.
Like, we're in a different era now where games take so much longer and cost so much more money that I really don't think you can sit there and be like, all right, now we are going to make an NCAA game. Because it's so much harder to do that. And when you're turning them around in PS2, that's one thing. But like, playing Madden, I talked about it on the Gamescast, I finished the long shot thing and I was like, oh, that was fun. And then I went in and actually played a game of Madden finally because I just been doing the story mode.
Right.
And I was like, holy fucking shit, does this look amazing.
Right.
Like, it's insane how good that game looks. And it was like, they're not going to put that level of polish into the NCAA game.
Every year.
Because, yeah, exactly. So it's like, I just don't know if there's a market for there. I would love it. I would love to play as the Mizzou Tigers once more, do it on PlayStation 4, but I don't see it happening.
That's like the problem is that like for somebody to do this, they really have to go to bat for it.
Yeah.
And at a corporate level, how do you justify that when, like, I imagine the NCAA games do cannibalize on Madden quite a lot. Like, sure, I'm sure there's some people who buy both of them, but like, are there really like college football fans out there who love college football so much that who would want to play an NCAA game who wouldn't play Madden?
Yeah.
Like, do you think there is?
No, I know there are.
Oh, really?
Because that's the thing.
Culturally, I'm just like outside of this
The easier way to do this, right, is that there are 32, right, NFL teams, right?
Right.
So if you don't have one in your area, usually you become a fan of college football, and that's how it works. And there's so many colleges, there's so many different allegiances, right? Where it's like, think of Kansas, right? Like, they have the Kansas City Chiefs, which are technically in Missouri, right? They're right across the border.
Kansas City.
You start, and so it's that weird thing of like, first off, Kansas and Missouri hate each other, so it might be weird there. The further you get out from Kansas City, the less you give a shit about Kansas City. But the further you get out from Kansas City, you start running into Lawrence, Kansas, which I know you're familiar with. University of Kansas, University. You get out to Wichita State. You get out to. There's so many different things. Kansas State. There's all these different things out there where you can find a team and find a thing that matters to you.
They're almost like local teams.
Exactly, and that's the thing where it's just a bigger deal on that level, and it is more. It's all. The other thing, of course, is it's way more affordable. You can go there with a family.
Right.
You can tailgate. You can make a big thing about it. Your kid goes there. There's a lineage. There's a family thing to it where it's like, I love the Bears, but I bleed black and gold. Like, that was like my entire experience.
Right.
You know what I mean? Going to Mizzou for 4 years and having it just everywhere makes me care way more about that than it does about the Bears, because I've been to, I'll say a dozen Bears games,
right.
You know what I mean? And that's including when they come to San Francisco or stuff like that. But I've been to, every football game for 4 years at Mizzou,
really?
let alone then coming back at least once a year for football games, usually coming back and doing it where fly in Friday night, catch the Saturday game, stay all week, catch the Saturday game, fly out Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I try to do when I do.
It's amazing. I was like a European who watches football, and I've been to a bunch of games in Europe, and I have I have a fantasy football league I've been in for 5 years. All my buddies back home, we're doing draft at the moment.
You mean fantasy soccer, right?
No. I mean football.
Okay, just make sure. I'm trying to keep up. Trying to keep up.
Like, it's interesting because like I'm relatively clued in on NFL stuff, but like there's like a blind spot. The only like connection I have with college football is Southern Bastards. Have you been reading that at all?
No.
The graphic novel?
No.
Oh, you should definitely. It's all
Southern
about
Bastards?
Southern Bastards. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's all about what was that TV show that was all about the college football? Remember that one with what's his face from Early Edition in it?
That's high school.
That's high school.
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night
Right.
Lights.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that's another distinction my brain doesn't
Yeah.
do between the two of them, because actually Southern Bastards might be about high school football as well. You should check that out though.
Okay.
Yeah, they probably have it downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, then
Yeah.
I have something to go by. I like that. I like that one a lot. Final question is going to go to Tori Thompson, who wrote in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD and says, "Hello, my question is, can Zelda ever go back? I recently got a Switch with Breath of the Wild, and it's a truly special game. However, it is pretty different from previous Zelda games, introducing crafting and a totally open world, shrine-focused instead of temples, voice acting, and so on. You know what the great changes are. The formula was shaken up with this game, and now I'm curious if the Zelda franchise can or will ever go back to the old style/formula. I'm interested to know what your thoughts are on this. Keep killing it each and every weekday."
Yeah.
Tori Thompson.
This is like an Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask problem.
Yeah.
Where you can't remake that game, so you kind of got to pivot.
Yeah.
You got to do something different, and then that's gonna a lot of people like change and find it exciting and cool. A lot of people don't, because they like if something worked, and Breath of the Wild worked. My biggest problem, I think, with what they do next is that the Breath of the Wild is almost like it's like a best of
Yeah.
the Zelda series.
Yeah.
They covered so many like references to old games, so many areas. Like, I'm sure I'm not the biggest Zelda fan, so I don't like I couldn't tell you what they missed out on, but it seemed so like it accumulated so much stuff that I kind of worry where the new ground is on this one.
They will go back eventually, because I think the next one you'll see will be it'll be open world again. I think it'll be like that, but it'll make improvements and do these different things. But like anything, people are going to, Zelda in a lot of ways, it doesn't get enough credit for it, is similar to what we talk about with Mario. And even though Mario has kind of found its place now, but it was for a while that every Mario game was different. And now there's like different Mario genres, right? Where there is, all right, I'm side scrolling like new Super Mario Brothers, I'm doing the Super Mario 64 open world kind of thing.
Driving a cart.
Driving a cart, playing some tennis. But there's different genres of Mario, so that Mario games are so different. Zelda will be the same way. I mean, even when you look back and you're like, all right, cool. Like, it was really awesome, and as a fan who Ocarina is still my favorite one, to get Majora's Mask, which was a direct sequel. But then look at Wind Waker jumping, and then look at what they do with Skyward Sword, and then look at what they do with Twilight Princess, and I know those are out of order, don't worry. Breath of the Wild, like, there's going to be a thing where it's like, hey, we've got this new Zelda, and it's temples again, and it is this, and dungeons, and like, people will be like, oh yeah, fuck, I have missed that. I do want to go back to that. But that's just video games. Everything old is new again.
Yeah, it's interesting how like a lot of that stuff, the Mario stuff and Zelda as well, was kind of enforced in a way by the changes that were happening in hardware. Like even like really good DS games, right, which took advantage of what was going on there. And now we sort of live in this like post hardware change world where sort of you can do whatever you want on a lot of these platforms, or at least you're not creatively restricted in the same way you were. So Zelda Breath of the Wild is not like they had to make this type of game for this type of thing. Breath of the Wild could have come out on PlayStation 4, could have come out on PC, could have come out on Xbox. It's like there's nothing going on that nothing else could do. So in a way, they don't have the sort of the beauty of creative restrictions that forces you in a certain direction.
Yeah.
And they really nailed it, not having that. But yeah, the difficult second album is going to be
exactly. Where do you go from there? It's going to be really fascinating. Time to squad up. And it's a different one. That's the squad up train. Everybody get on board.
They're all in the squad.
Yeah. If you don't remember, squad up is usually where you write in with your name, your PSN name, your Xbox name, Steam name, your whatever name you need help on, what game you need help on, and tell me why. Instead, I'm going to kick it over to Luke, who writes in and says, I have a Switch for a best friend in need.
Whoa.
Hey, Greg. On a recent trip, seeing family across the country, I thought I'd browse through the town's Target video game section, and finally, they had 6 gray Switches in stock. Parentheses, there's 0 where I'm from in Oklahoma.
Wow.
I had to secure one for myself as an early Christmas gift, but I had the means to get another one that I figured I'd try to get into the hands of a wanting best friend, whom also is from a Switch-barren land.
Wow.
Scalpers/insidious resellers piss me off like no other. I want it to go to a good home. All I'm asking for it is what I paid, plus $30 to take my wife to dinner with.
Nice.
Best friends can PM me on the Kind of Funny forums at XBWave025. That's XBWAVE025. Thanks for all you guys do, Luke.
Sweet.
Now, real quick, Kind of Funny and Kind of Funny Games Daily will not be held responsible if Luke fleeces you out of the thing he paid him $30. Go through all the things, get photos. He seems like a good guy. I don't think he's going to screw you over, but I can't promise that. I don't want that to happen to any of you.
It's going to be a really interesting email section next month if he does.
Hey, guys. Still waiting on Luke to send that over. Don't get screwed.
Took his wife out for a real nice meal. Like
Luke's not even
champagne.
married. But if it is true, which I think it is, that's very nice of you, Luke. Thank you for squatting up and getting someone a Nintendo
Fair
Switch.
play. Joey, do you have one yet?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay.
On brand.
Yes.
Kinda.
Well, the What's Good Games girls had an extra one, so I'm buying it off of them.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Danny.
Yes, sir.
What did we get wrong?
Oh, man.
Because, of course, you can write in to kindafunny.com/you're wrong if you're watching live. Tell us what we screwed up. We set the record straight. Everybody has a good day.
There's a second one.
There's a second one now?
Yeah.
That's still pretty good for us.
Yeah, not so bad. Ninja Monkey 91 says, hi guys, quick correction on the deluxe upgrades. This, of course, being the PlayStation stuff we were talking about earlier. Several games on the PS Store have offered deluxe edition upgrades, most notably EA games. So it's entirely possible for Square to offer this as an option to users who buy the standard edition.
Okay.
So yeah, well, let's see. There's a
seeing as how they overlooked this part of this equation, I'm not confident they've looked at that part of the equation, but I hope they did.
It's kind of a different thing.
Yeah.
Dragon Age Inquisition, for instance, had one $8.
Okay.
Or £8, I think it was there. And so probably $10. And then another one from PD0000. Can never have enough zeros. Yes, the T8NK core bot for Recore is mentioned in the game, but you can't get it, meaning you can't get to a certain area of the map without some crazy acrobatics. They originally announced it was coming as a free update along with HDR support in early 2017, but they've pretty much been radio silent since that announcement. By the way, have you seen the leaked Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition? It's got Project Scorpio written on the controller and front of the console. Looks green, looks a bit naff. This person's from the UK.
What does naff mean?
Naff? Lame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it.
That wasn't really a correction. That was just a little bit extra info.
That's what we want. Thank you. That's helpful. That's not editorializing. You got what we needed.
Appreciate it.
And there wasn't a bunch today, so that's good.
Naff.
Neff. Neff? Like N-E-F-F?
N-A-F-F.
Oh, naff. Okay.
Naff. That's naff.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, August 18th, 2017. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Remember, you can watch us record it over at twitch.tv/kindafunnygames each and every weekday. Then it goes up on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and podcast services around the globe. No matter where you consume it, please subscribe, rate, share, do all that jazz on all the different platforms. Help it get out there to more people. But of course, thank you for your patronage. Danny.
Yes, sir.
Are you here next week, or what's your deal? What's next week?
What's next week? Is next week?
Next week is the week leading up to GameStop Expo.
I'm in New York for a thing.
No, there it is.
Not next week. I'm here I'm here. I think I'm here Wednesday, and I think I'm swapping Friday for Monday.
Okay. Well,
I think I'm.
We should look at that before.
Spit roasting the weekend, baby.
Oh, that was a weird thing to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.